Hello, welcome to Allen's Day. In this video we showed you us taking delivery of this 5100E tractor. It's a new tractor, so there shouldn't be that much to do on here, but as always I found something to do and I'll show you right now. So as you can see, I have the loader up so that you can actually see the decal. It is a 5100E tractor, and this is a 540M loader on here. They have several different loader options for you, and we opted for the heavy duty loader with the quick attach on the end. But what I'm going to show you tonight is just a few things that I'm going to start tweaking on here on this machine here before we put it into service. One thing that I want to do is I want to put a guard around the tank here. This is a plastic, and I'm sure it's going to do whatever it's supposed to do to protect your DEF and your diesel in there, but I'm going to add just a little extra guarding on there. So I'm going to come across with a pipe from right there, coming all the way out and around here, and then back tied into here. It's all just going to be simply bolt in so that we're not messing with the integrity of the John Deere. We're not going to do any welding on it. If we don't want it on there, we just simply bolt it off, and yeah, you'll have an extra hole in there. A little touch-up paint, nobody will even know. So that's one thing that'll work on. And that's all going to start with a sketch. So I will bring you back when I have something sketched up. I'm just starting on the layout process to make this guard around the DEF tank and the fuel tank. So simply just take a 2-foot square. That's going to replicate where the guard is going to go. Now I need to get this angle up front here. So put a straight edge across and put myself a mark on there. As you can see, it's in almost John Deere green. So once I have that mark, then I can figure out the angle of what I have to cut my pipe to. And speed square is your friend. So speed square, put it right there on that point there. Rotate this around until you're on your line on the end of my pipe. And it's that simple. Some of these jobs you need to get a little more involved, put it into 3D AutoCAD Inventor to make it up. This particular project is small enough. So far I've got probably about 10 minutes into coming up with, from the thought process to actually getting something on paper to final design. Tomorrow I'll take this, bring this back down to the shop and have the guys make this up, and I will put this on tomorrow night. So we will see you tomorrow night putting this guard on. Well, the guard is back from the shop. What we're going to do tonight is get this installed on the tractor. So some of the prep work I did is I drilled a hole in the back, and I drilled 2 holes on the side here to accept the guard. So this guard, started adding some items on here once I got into making it, and one item that we added is a security door for the DEF on there. So we just, once this is in place, this will cover the cap on there, and you'll be able to put a padlock down and through here, or maybe I'll get some sort of a keyed lock or something to put in there to twist that in place. And what that's going to do, it's going to keep your honest thieves honest, and you're less of a temptation for vandals to spin that cap off and throw something in there. So just a little added protection for this. So in the part of the process of putting this on here, got some stainless steel bolts. I like to use a lot of stainless steel bolts on a non-structural application. They work pretty good. Just got to be careful where you use them, but try to use as many stainless steel washers as I can. It just keeps the rust from running down. And I try to use anytime that anything's moving is a nylock. And there again, you just got to figure out your application if this is good for what you're doing. And you can also mix it up a little bit and put a stainless steel flat washers and stainless steel nylock with zinc bolts, which are a little bit harder grade if you need to. And that'll just cut down on the rust, and for the next guy taking it apart with a stainless steel nut as compared to a nut that's seized on there. But with this stainless, it has a tendency to gull up and seize. So I just take my squirt can with some oil and just give it a little squirt of oil on the threads before I assemble it. And just keep your threads clean and you'll be good with the stainless. On the back side here, took a piece of stainless steel 1.25" pipe and took a 3/4 inch nut and just took and welded it inside of this pipe. An 1.25" I'm sorry, a 3/4 inch structural nut, heavy nut. You grind these little ends off here and you can just give that a hit with a hammer and that will fit snug in under the pipe. Put it in there about 3/16 of an inch and you got a place to put a weld around it, and you got a real nice application where you can just run a bolt into an end of a piece of pipe. And that's what I'm doing here. So it's a galvanized structural nut interior, and then it is a 3/4 inch galvanized bolt on the outside. This is an A325 structural bolt, galvanized, so you shouldn't have any issue with it, or you won't have any issue with it seizing up. And also to make sure that it stays in there, a lot of items that if you can't get a nylock on there, I'll go through and I will put some of this fiber tight thread locker on this. It's not like a Loctite product. I'm sure they have something similar to this, but it doesn't seize it in there. It's just it's sort of just a sticky consistency after a while, and you can still get the bolt out, but they're less likely to spin out on their own. So I try to use that on any place that there's moving parts. So I will bring you back once I get this guard installed on there, and we'll see how it fits. Well, I have the guard installed on the DEF tank, diesel tank, and what I did is got it bolted in the back, came around here, bolted it on the front step, and this is the cover or the DEF cap on here. So you'll be able to just reach in there, still have full access to it, but yet you'll have this security guard on here. And still working on the latch. Either you're going to put a keyed latch in there or a simple padlock on there. So that upgrade is almost done and it's almost perfect, but we're working on it. One of the next areas I'm going to work on is the front. On the front there is real nice guard that's on there, and of course Taz is up there making himself at home. And on the back to the guard here, as you can see on the guard, this is the view of something coming at your radiator, And it's always something that I've found that it's, when you hit something with the front end, it's always something sneaking up from the bottom on you. So for this upgrade, I'm going to take and drill some holes right in the side here. Gonna put one hole there and one hole there. Now a little bit about the holes. I'm gonna put a 3/4 inch bolt in there. And when you, for sizing the edge distance on drilling the hole, it's twice the diameter. So a 3/4 inch bolt, you should have 1.5 inches to the center of the hole from the edge of the material. And 4 times the thickness of the bolt for your distance between them this way. So we got 1.5 inches, we got 3, and I'm coming 2 inches down, and I'm going to drill some 3/4 inch holes. What those holes are going to be for is, the guys at the shop made up some 1.25 inch pipe with the 3/4 inch nuts welded in the end, and there's going to be 2 of those going in here, one here and one down here. And what that's going to do, it's going to close that up and give you a little bit better chance so that you're not getting something sneaking up from the bottom and poking a hole in the radiator. That could be expensive. So these couple pieces of pipe and a little bit of time compared to replacing a grill and whatever else gets damaged if something bad happens down there. So I will bring you back when I have them installed. Well, we're back. I've got the guards installed on the push guard in the front. So as you can see, it's just a little bit more security. You can see the radiator up in here. This is probably the angle that you're going to see if coming up from the bottom, if it's a branch or you're running up against something. So with those extra pieces of pipe on there, that's going to give you a little bit more. So installing those pipes, I've got some 3/4 316 stainless steel washer with an A325 bolt. Structurally, that's going to hold it together. One thing I didn't show you before I crawled underneath here, I put some safeties on those rams. What it is just took a piece of strut material, it's just strut track, and set that in there. Put a piece of tape on the end so we're not scratching any cylinders up. But I put those on both sides there. Chances of this thing coming down are slim to none, but that's what I wanted to do on here. I'm not sure why John Deere didn't have something to put in there. I know that a lot of skid steers have something to block the rams up. Maybe there's something out there. I just don't know about it yet. Part 3 of working on the tractor is going to be doing something with the toolbox. I've got something drawn up. I'll get that made up, and we'll show you as we go through the process of replacing this toolbox on here. It looks like this John Deere is TAS approved also. He found his home. Thank you for watching Alan's Day. Life is about making choices. Some things are already perfect. Some things you may choose to upgrade. This channel will show you both. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks again.